It is different because Montessori deals with the aspect of children learning different things through psychology, through child psychology. Montessori is not only looking at, this is the curriculum, like the average traditional teacher looks at it. They have given me the curriculum. The topics are there. I want to teach. No. And that is not the way to teach. That is not the way to teach. This is the reason why I tell teachers that you are not slaves to your curriculum. You are not slaves to your curriculum. There is no law anywhere that says you must teach what is in that curriculum. What you must do is to first understand the children or the students you are teaching that curriculum to. You might, if you are an experienced and well-trained teacher, you can be given a curriculum like this, and when you go through it, you know that the students you want to teach are not in that curriculum. That curriculum is not relevant to those children. It's either it's too low or it's too high. Whichever way, those children are not in that curriculum. That curriculum is not for them. That is the beginning of your professionalism. And you cannot get to that point if you don't know the children you are teaching. So the first thing for you to do as a trained Montessori teacher is to know the child. Know the child. Know the child. You must know the child. And how do you know the children? The first thing is observation. You must have very, very strong observation skill. You must understand what observation is. Observation is not, it's part of it, but it's not it. Oh, your mommy did not do your hair today. That's observation. Observation is, is this child focusing? Does this child have focus skills? Is this child focusing? Is this child normalized? What do we call normalization? The child is blending with the environment of the school, of the classroom. The child is blending with the environment. The child is not the teacher is not here with other children and the child is there. Everybody is in the class and the child is always looking for a way to go out, to go and stand alone, to face the wall, to start playing with himself. Which is what a lot of children with developmental disabilities does, especially autism or ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. So the first thing you want to observe as a teacher is this child blending with this environment? Now, after understanding that the child is blending with the environment, the second thing you want to know is, where is this child? Please get me power bank for this one. Where is this child? What do I mean by where is the child? I mean, the child is 7 years. Chronological age. Have I discussed chronological age and experiential age with you people? Now, chronologically, this child is 7. Chronological age is date of birth. This child was born on the 25th of September 2005 or 2023. That's chronological age. The experiential age is more important to you than chronological age, because the experiential age at times exceeds chronological age. I can be 15 But I have the experiential age of a 25-year-old. Because our realities, our experiences forms our realities. Our experiences forms our realities. So I can be 15. And when I open my mouth, you think I'm a 20-year-old. It's my experience. So, chronological age is important. Experiential age is important. So, what you want to do with the child. So, it could be 4. And this is where a lot of schools and parents clash. This is where this clash comes in. And I want you to understand it. The child could be 4. But he can read. He can read 2-letter words. He can read 3-letter words. He has finished Queen Primer Book 1, Book 2. You give him the English textbook for grade 2. He's reading it. He can perform this in front of his parents. And you know, Nigerian parents, the fastest route is what they want. So the next thing they are telling you now is, my child can be in grade 2. I want him to do common entrance by 8 years. Now, the thing is, where do you come in as a professional? Where do you come in as a professional? Where you come in is not to say, hey, this 4-year-old, hey, this is. No, that's not how to deal with such cases. It is for you to sit the parents down and school them. Your child experiential age is at par with the class you are saying we should take him to. However, your child chronological age is not at variance with it. And chronological age has a lot to do with emotional intelligence and maturity. Emotional intelligence and maturity. So that your child can read everything, that your child can do fraction, do decimal, solve, do computation, differentiation in math, subtraction, addition, and everything, does not mean that your child is psychologically and emotionally ready for that class you are asking for. Because when a child is only academically ready, but not emotionally and psychologically ready, that child is going to cave in when pressure comes. There's going to be a pressure point. There is always a pressure point. So what will make you differentiate the child that is chronologically ready and psychologically ready and emotionally ready? Differentiate between a child that is cognitively ready, that's academic, and the child that is emotionally and psychologically ready is that when pressure comes, the child that is psychologically and emotionally ready will stand. It won't break it. But the child that is only cognitively ready, academics, he knows books, he knows all the multiplication tables and everything, he will start crying. Man is burning me. I can't write that note again. So education is not about how fast. Education is not about only what the child can do. Education is the totality of the developmental milestones of the child. Cognitive, emotional, psychologically, intellectually, everything must fall into place for you to say, this is a total child. This child is ready. Readiness is not, he got 90 over 100. That's not readiness. This is why you have many of them enter university at 15, at 16. By 20, they have dropped out. Or the school is advising them to drop out. Why? They do not have the emotional, psychological, and strength to withstand the pressure of that level. It's like an aeroplane that is taking off. That is math. when the aeroplane gets to when the aeroplane takes off, it starts like this, running on the runway. It will be a parallel. When it gets to a stage, the mouth will tilt a bit. It will start going up. It will start going up. When it gets to a stage, that time when it's like this, the speed is more because it's attaining balance. There is a speed that plane has to get attained for it to now balance. If you have ever been in an aircraft, by the time it balances, there is a sound, and then there will be a shaking. But the moment the plane balances, you hear there's the balance has come. Then it will not start going. Now, when the plane does this, it's like it's climbing an hill. That is the pressure point. These children cave in at the pressure point. So you must know the child. It's like you are, most of the time, I see the job of a teacher as very similar to that of a doctor. When a doctor is going to prescribe a medication for you, he's going to ask, how old are you? That's why they ask in the hospital, how old are you? They check your body weight and mass. Your body weight and mass is part of the things that will help you to take medications, and you don't start feeling dizzy. You don't take it, I can't work again. There's a medication, if you take it with your body weight and mass not put into consideration, you can faint. That's why doctor will say buy 100 milligram. To another person, buy 50 milligram. The same medication they gave me, and they told me to use 50 milligram 3 times daily. They can give her and tell her to use 100 milligram 3 times daily, because we are not the same size, you see. So what they are considering is different. These are the things you need to also consider as teachers. So it's not about your curriculum. Your curriculum, you want to shove it down their throat. You just want to teach. I've always said this, and I'm going to tell you again. You can teach. Learning will not take place. You can teach. I've had a lot of teachers under me do this. But Mr. Benoni, I taught them. You marked it's in my lesson note. Yes, you taught. The child did not learn. You taught. But learning did not take place. And as much as you teach, no matter the hours you spend, if learning did not take place, you did not do anything. Because the essence of teaching is for change to happen. The reason why I'm teaching you this morning is for you to get new information that will cause a shift, a paradigm shift in your thoughts, in your methodology, in your practice, and the way you see teaching. But if I spend 5 hours with you here, I keep talking, saying all manner of things, doing grammar, and there is no change. What I call the aha point. There is an aha point in teaching. That's when a new knowledge hits you, a new information hits you, say, So when I'm teaching, I'm always looking at the face of my students. I don't like my students writing when I'm teaching. Because if you are writing, you'll be facing down. I will not be able to see your face. So I like you to look at me when you are teaching. And the expression on your faces shows me they are getting it. The expression on your faces will also show me these people are not killing. Let me go back. You understand what I mean? The same thing should happen to you as a teacher. When you are teaching, you must always check, are these children connecting? Are they connecting? Are they getting it? Am I making sense? You can know that even without asking. There's something about the human nature. When humans get new information, you don't ask them to stay. They will wait. They want to hear more. The moment children start getting what you are saying, You don't need to tell them, sit down, keep quiet, hold your mouth, put your hand on the table, do your hand like this. You don't need all those things. That is the point at which they have normalized. They have blended with the environment. You are speaking their language. You are touching something. As small as they are, all of them will be calm. They will focus. Now, the one that is not focusing, the one that keeps pinching this person, saying, I want to woo-wee, I want to go out, you begin to mark them down. What is wrong with this child? It's not that you begin to say, you are so troublesome. This boy, the way you worry me in this class, see, oh yeah, face the wall. No, that's not the solution. Those children doing that, while others are calm, they are learning. They are your major case study. Am I making sense? They are the children you want to change. They are the children their parents need to see that you have been able to capture them. So much so that when that change begin to manifest in their life, it is their parents that will come and he now does his own work by himself. Oh, he will not even allow me to do it. My son got home after doing his own work. He just slept because he's always everywhere, jumping from one place to the other. But by the time you have spent him in the class, that's the language I use when I was in the classroom. I will spend you in the class. So much so that by the time you get home, you'll be eating like this. And what do I mean by spending you in the class? I will engage you positively. You will learn. There will be a change in character. There will be a change in thoughts. There will be a change in the way you sit in. There will be a change in your perspective. There will be a change in the way you react to your mates, your classmates. There will be a change in the way you just run out of the class. You become the child that comes to me and say, Mr. Daddy, please, can I ease myself? I've spent you. And then there's going to be a change. But whatever education, whatever knowledge, no matter the age, whether you are 3 years, whether you are 15 years, whether you are 40 years, whether you are 50 years, that knowledge is not causing a change in you. It's a waste. That person that taught you and yourself, both of you have been successful to waste your time. Because if there's no change in you, wherever you are working, somebody cannot see a new method and say, where did you learn this thing? And then when that person says, where did you learn this thing? You will mention, it's treasures. Mr. Badare, have you attended our lectures before? And there will be a referral. And then treasures will begin to grow. But if you are static, how will I grow? How will you grow? How will you have additional finance? How will you be somewhere where I'm not there and say, thank God I went to treasures? So now, the child will learn best when they are engaged in active, creative, and purposeful play. That's the beginning of Montessori maths. Montessori maths does not come with addition of numbers, multiplication of fractions, decimal. Montessori maths starts from the change of the human. The change of the human. Because when there is no change, you can't embrace new ideas. Your change, every one of you, your change happened the day you made up your mind that I'm going to treasures to learn. It was something that trigged in you. I don't want distraction. I don't want distraction, Naomi. It was something that touched in you that said, let me go and register for that course. That's your first step of change. Whatever you saw, maybe somebody said you saw me online, you've seen my students, somebody talked to you, you've been following me. There's somebody that said she has been following me for 5 years before she came to register here. So it took her that time for her own change to happen. There's somebody that saw me only once and came here the next day. Ma, I want to make inquiries, and she registered. So your change happened when you decided you're coming here. That's attitude. So Montessori starts from first working on the human before passing the information to the human. Because every human is blank to information. Blank. Blank. That's why Yoruba people say, what you don't know is your senior. Yes. What you don't know is your senior, as long as you don't know it. But the moment you know it, you have captured that one. So Montessori starts with the child with active, creative, and purposeful play. Why are we starting with active, creative, and purposeful play? We are starting because it is through play you will begin to know who children are. This one is not sitting down. You gave him, this is a play material, because you don't give children phone. You gave him a play material, maybe a Lego block, some Lego blocks to build, maybe a didactic material to play with. And the child on his or her own, without anybody's encouragement, was able to focus on that material for 15 minutes, working on it. That's a child that has focus. That's a child that has already attained focus, some level of readiness. How do you teach somebody who is everywhere? My mom is there. My mama has come. See my mommy car. How does that person get your information? So focus. You mark that down. Socialization. It's not fighting, it's not kicking, it's not biting, it's not reporting. You begin to mark that down. So by the time you mark all of these traits down, that's your first assessment. This child can learn. He or she has passed the first stage. He can learn. Then you begin to think of, you want to plan lessons. You want to plan lessons. You don't plan lesson for somebody that cannot learn. Who do you want to teach? You want to teach yourself what you already know. Now, understanding about maths. Understanding maths. What is maths? What is mathematics? Remember, I'm teaching mathematics the Montessori way. What is mathematics? Mathematics is imagination of numbers, of shapes, of patterns, of difference, of similarities, of repetition. That's mathematics. Mathematics is the imagination of numbers, of shapes, of patterns, of sequence, of repetition, of differentiation. That's mathematics. You don't know that it's maths. The child does not know that it's maths. None of us knew that it's maths when we were registered in school in early years. But you just know that all of us are putting on black shoe. All of us are putting on black shoe. Mrs. Usman is putting on black shoe. Miss Adebayo is putting on black shoe. Mrs. Obina is putting on black shoe. Miss Abadade is putting on black shoe. We have not got to how many black shoes do we have here. We've not got to how many black shoes do we have. We are just looking at repetition. The child is observing that there is a repetition, there is a repetition, there is a repetition. You understand me? Now, under this, we have arithmetic. We have algebra. We have geometry. We have computations. Should I go? We have, let me start again. We have arithmetic. We have algebra. We have geometry. We have computations. We have calculus. We have differentiations. We have statistics. All these are areas, different areas of maths. Now, is it not a wonder for you if you are the typical Nigerian teacher and the typical Nigerian graduates that in Montessori, children learn geometry, How old were you when you heard about geometry? Secondary school. How old were you when you heard about algebra? Secondary school. How old are you when you heard about calculus? How old are you when you heard about statistics?
Secondary school.
Okay, in the Montessori curriculum, all of this is dealt with in early years. All of this is dealt with in early years. Because all of them have been functioning. They are around. And stimulating the interest of the child to them, right from when they are small, we make them an authority over it by the time they get to secondary school. The reason why some of us did not do well in maths, the reason why most of us say, maths no, is because it was too late when they were introducing geometry to us. We were not even made to conquer basic shapes in early years, which is the foundation of geometry. Geometric shapes. We start from the 4 basic shapes: circle, triangle, rectangle, and square. Some of us could not convincingly say this is a rectangle, even when we are sleeping. My bed is a rectangle. The bread is a rectangle. My phone is a rectangle. We didn't have that clear conviction before they push us. Secondary school. Oh yeah, geometry, math teacher come, geometry. All of us are looking like this. Which language is this? Because by the time you get to geometry, you are getting to complex shapes and patterns. And you did not get a clear understanding of basic shapes. Now, I want to do something. Draw the 4 basic shapes in your book. 4 basic shapes. Draw it. Draw the 4 basic shapes in your book. Make it a bit big. A bit big. Circle, rectangle, triangle, and square. Quickly. We have a long day. Have you done that? Now we are going to count from 1 to 9. Number 1 to 9. 9 is the counting limit. 9 is the counting limit. Or let's start from 0. 0 to 9. 0 to 9, because 0 is also a shape. Now, but 9 is the counting limit. After 9, is there any other shape again, number again? Even if you want to write 900 trillion billion, is 9. And 0 and 1 has already come ahead. So now, in these shapes you have drawn, where will you place 0? Circle. Where will you place number 1? Rectangle and square. Where in which box will you place number 2? Circle and square. No, number 2. 2 has curve and a dash. So it is a mixed shape. In which box will you place number 3? Circle. In which box will you place number 4? Triangle. In which box will you place number 5? Circle and square. In which box will you place number 6? Be writing them inside the boxes as you are putting them. In which box will you place number 7? Rectangle. In which box? 6 is circle. We've answered that. No, it's circle. In which box will you place number 8? In which box will you place number 9? Now, the question I want to ask you is, those of you teaching in the early years, nursery to grade 1, raise up your hand. Raise up your hand very well now. Okay, you teach in early years. Why do you people introduce children to numbers before introducing them to shapes? Why? Now, no answer. Why do you You are following the curriculum. Okay, Mrs. Follow, you be follow. Fela sang that song for you. This is why I said you are not a slave to your curriculum. If children don't have a grasp of basic shapes, they will struggle with numbers and letters. Every curriculum in the early years must start with basic shapes. Basic shapes. Basic shapes. Basic shapes. Basic shapes. I'm repeating it. Basic shapes. Your numeracy must start with basic shapes. Your literacy must start with basic shapes. Even your science must start with basic shapes. Your rhymes must start with basic shapes. Once children have a convincing understanding of shape, when children can relate what you are teaching them with things around them. Look at Mrs. Wachuku's hearing and say, Mrs. Wachuku's hearing is a circle. Learning has taken place. Learning has taken place. That teacher has struck a chord. Mrs. Duro Dola's hearing is like a square. Mr. Bola's hearing is double circle. Two circle. I saw two circle. My daddy's kaya is a circle. The car is not here, but it can reason. It can reason. Circle, round. That thing is round. It goes round. How many circles do we have in this room? That fan is a circle. That fan is a circle. This fan is a circle. The ring light is a circle. The child is relating. Any knowledge you cannot relate to things in your immediate environment is not knowledge. It's not knowledge. You must be able to fix it somewhere. You must be able to travel back in time. I said, this looks like. Relate it to something. Especially for children in their early years. Now let's go on. We've done that. Math does not come to the mind of the young ones until you call their attention to it. Did you hear what I said? Math does not come to the mind of the young ones until you call their attention to it. I have a book I wrote, Math in My Hand. How many of you have that book? If you don't have it, go and meet Mr. Light and go and buy it quick. It's not even expensive at all. How much is it? 2,000 naira. Math in My Hand is one of my books. Math in My Hand. You have to call the attention of the child to math. Like, come in this world. There is something, there is a system going on called math. Just like the attention of all of us, we are called to mobile phones at a stage. Were we using mobile phones before? So one day somebody said, there is something, mobile phone that has become our addiction now. Every one of us. We want to see old people cry, steal their phone. Now, math is all around us. Math is everywhere. How old are you? It's maths. It's numbers. So when you ask them questions like to call their attention to maths, you have to start asking them questions like, how old are you? How far is your school to your house? Distance. Maths. How many minutes does it take you to get to school? 30 minutes. Distance. Calculation. How many people lives in your house? Maths. What's the number of your house? What's the address of your house? Maths. When were you born? Maths. Children understand that when we buy something with money, there is an exchange. You give somebody money or you make transfer of something and then they give you something. But they don't understand that it is money that is exchanging hands. They don't understand exchange. But they know that something is going on. When my mommy go to that place, used to give that chemist something. Then chemist will give her something in nylon. Or when you go to a supermarket, my mommy will buy pick everything. She will go to the teller and they will calculate, and they will give her in nylon, and she will transfer money or give them a card. That's what the child understands. But when you say, what does your mommy give? A lot of children will say, I don't know. It's only a few that will say it's money. She's paying for it. So you need to call children's attention to maths before you start teaching maths. Then we need to help them learn the relationship and the attributes of numbers and symbols. What is the relationship between numbers and symbols? Plus, minus, multiplication, addition, subtraction, division, square root. All of these things have symbols to represent them. If I don't mention them the way I've mentioned them, if I just put the signs on the board, all of you will name it that's addition, that's this, that's. We have to show children the relationship between symbols and numbers. This is where science comes into maths. This is where science comes into maths. Two times two times two times two is what? It's extended addition. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 is what? 8. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is what? 16. So you are extending 4 times 4. You are extending, and you can also place this thing down in twos, and you will still get the same answer. A lot of us didn't understand that it was extended additions we were doing when they tell us, oh yeah, stand up, count the time, 2 times 1 2, 2 times 2 4, 2 times 3 6 7, you got because we can't compute it in our brain that okay, 6 plus 6 is 12. This is where science comes into through the introduction of some unique patterns. Now, numerical patterns and abstract patterns of shapes. Numerical patterns. That's what I did. That's the example I did for you. Numerical patterns and abstract patterns of shapes. In the Montessori classroom, we use some basic materials and we divide them into groups. We use some basic materials, which we call the Montessori didactic materials. We call them the Montessori didactic materials. Now, you are either in preschool here or you are in primary. All I have been telling you since we started to this time is preschool, intro to math. And then when we get to primary, if you work with the primary school, we are still going to use the sandpaper letters. That's practicals. We are going to do that. That's the explanation in theories I've given you. Then when you get to, if you work with primary, can I have one out? Okay. You will concentrate on numeration, decimals. That's for primary school. Numerations, decimal, the decimal system, computation, arithmetic tables, whole numbers, fractions, and positive numbers. This is starting from age 5 to 6. This will start from age 5 to 6. That is basically the maths curriculum in the early years. I've given you a breakdown quickly. The first 3 years, that's the nursery, is for you to introduce maths to the child, to help them discover the consistent repetition and presence of maths in everyday life and living. Should I go again? Yes. The first 3 years is for you to introduce maths to the child. I'm talking about children 2 years, 3 years, 3.5, 4 years, until they become 5, because most of them get to grade 1 by 5, not so. Now, it's for you to introduce maths to the child to help them discover the consistent repetition and presence of math in everyday life and living. Math is everywhere. How many are we here? That's math. How many women do we have here? That's math. How many men do we have here? That's math. Math is everywhere. What's the size? Can you measure the size of the door? That's math. How many tires does that car have? That's math. How many of us are putting on caps here? That's math. So math is every day. It's around them every day. How many plantains did your mommy put in your eyes? How many eggs did your mommy give you this morning? How many apples did you take to school? Math is everywhere, all around there. Now, in Montessori, we work on how you introduce the entire process of addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division to children. There are different materials for all of these areas. We help students to understand how to use Montessori materials to teach children. That's what we are doing here. We are going to help you to know how to use Montessori materials to teach children. That's why I told you this is not an online class. This is more of a physical class. Now, where does it start from? Your ability to use Montessori materials to teach children. Where do you start from? It starts from the preparation of the environment. The environment. The environment, the topic, the environment is the most important topic under the Montessori curriculum because it cuts across all the learning areas. So the first thing you do when you are trying to introduce children to math is to prepare the environment. To prepare the environment. Setting up a classroom. You have to intentionally set up your classroom to teach maths. It's not geography is hanging there, this is hanging there, auntie's bag is hanging there. You have to sensitize the class. The moment a child steps in, you should feel maths. You should feel maths. That's the way you feel maths. You should feel maths. The environment should ooze maths like a perfume. Why are we having all red chairs? Why are we having the round table divided into two crescents? Because it's intentional. You know there's this round table that we can break into two and it will form crescent and crescent. That is, you are intentionally sensitizing the environment for maths. Even while you have not started teaching, the child can feel maths. Feel maths. Now, math is like language, and it is the product of human intellect. It is a part of nature we should always connect with. It's a part of nature we should always connect with. There is a new roofing system that is taking place in our society now. How many of you have know what I'm talking about? Aha, he's going Gerard or something. They call the name Gerard or something. That black something. And look at the shape. Look at the shape. Triangle, and it's going up. There are some estates or some streets you get to. You begin to see them. It's like they arrange them. That's maths. That's maths. That's maths. There is somebody, an architect or something unconsciously started from somewhere. That's maths. Now, such as relationship between time and space. Relationship between time and space. I want to arrange this all in such a way that 50 students will be sitting in this hall. Somebody is going to say, Mr. Banana, this place cannot contain 50 people. But I'm going to come up with, okay, there's a way I'm going to arrange the chairs. You will see that it's going to seat 50 people. If I arrange it the church way, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. It's going to seat 50 people. That's maths, space, and time. Now, Dr. Maria Montessori said the human mathematical mind is a sort of mind which is without elasticity. You can expand it to the limit. It doesn't even have limit. You can continue expanding. That's why they came up with something called further maths. And this is where maths stop. Oh, the maths is still continue. So the human, that's the power of the human mind. The human mind can go to any extent. The mathematical mind, we see estimates. Write this down. The mathematical mind, we see estimates. It will quantify. This rice cannot be enough. You didn't measure it with anything, no? But your mathematical mind, this rice, no man, it cannot be enough. How many of you measure salt when you want to cook in your house? How many of you measure salt? How many of you did your mother, our African mother, carry spoon and say 2 ounces? Yet every day you add salt to everything you cook, and it's never too much. Which mind? It's the mathematical mind of the African mother. That's a mathematical mind. These beans, this is enough, and it will be enough, and you will eat it, it will be enough. That's the mathematical mind. Just looking at quantity. Now, it will identify. The mathematical mind will identify. That's a circle. That's a triangle. That's an ovoid. That's an ellipsoid. That's a quadratic sign. You understand? That's the mathematical mind. It will identify. It will see similarities. It will see similarities in different things. It will see similarities. Mrs. Agbola, stand up. It will differentiate. The mathematical mind will differentiate. The mathematical mind will know how patterns are working. The mathematical mind knows how patterns are working. Is it not surprising for you that most of the technicians, these handmen that does tiles, these floor tiles, most of them are not educated? Yes. Most of those boys did not even pass out of secondary school. But when they arrange these tiles, there will be no mistake. You that have A1 in further mass and mass, well, come and arrange it. Because they are using a mathematical mind. And they've done it, they've seen it done severally. So they can stand like this. Let's say we just want to tile this place. There's no tile. They can stand like this and say, Mommy, it's 5 packets we are going to use. 5 packets for this small place. Is 3 not going to be enough? No, 3 is not going to be enough. And when they buy it, it will be almost exact. That's a mathematical mind. That's a mathematical mind. So, mathematical mind is not, you have PhD in biology. You have a master's in quantity survey. Mathematical mind is naturally imbibed in people. There are so many of those farmers, those baba in the farm, those malams that are planting maize and rice and vegetable at Lasu. Go and see the way they will arrange that ridge. It will go like that. If you count it, it's 25. Straight. Do they use ruler? Share they use ruler. They use tape. They don't use ruler. They don't use tape. That's a mathematical mind. So mathematical mind has little to do with education. It's a naturally endowed person. But it works better when that person has good IQ. IQ has nothing to do with education. There are people that have never seen the four walls of a classroom, but they have very high IQ. That's why you will see a man in the village that cannot write his name, and the wife that is selling a provision. They will have 7 children. All their 7 children will have PhD. All their 7 children, you will hear this one is a doctor, this one is a lawyer, this one is, all their children will have PhD. You know why? They have 2 parents that have strong IQ that is working for them. So it's working for them. Anywhere you apply your mathematical mind, it will work for you. So in primary, we start with quantifying. No, sorry. In early years, we start with quantifying. Size, big and small. How small, how big, how long, how wide. We also identify, or we look at similarities. While doing this, we do it right. We must do it right. While doing this, we must do it right. So that the young mind will be experiencing what we are doing and will be absorbing it. Now, the mind, Mr. Letter must have taught you people the absorbent mind. I taught you the absorbent mind. Can you get me foam and water and them? Now, the mind, they said no, all of them said no. Okay, the new set said he has not stopped them. Now, the absorbent mind, from age 0 to 3, even to 5, because milestones are not specific. Some achieve it early, some achieve it late. Now, the absorbent mind is like you dip bread inside tea. What happens? What will happen to the bread? It will soak. Do you know you can continue to put bread inside a cup of tea? When you get to a stage, you will not see any tea inside the cup again. No liquid will be inside. The bread has absorbed everything. That is how children absorb their environment. They soak it up. They soak their environment. They soak it. It's like you are doing like this every time. So while they are coming, they continue to come to that environment. And you, the teacher, you don't know what you are doing. You are just doing trial and error, doing no manner of rubbish. Up and down, up and down. Today you teach right, tomorrow you teach left. Yesterday you put your bag on the table, tomorrow you put it on the floor. The child is observing it. So for me to know that you are a good teacher, with my experience, for me to know that you are a good teacher, I don't need to look at your lesson notes. I don't need to listen to you. I just need to look at the children you are teaching. I just come to your class, sit down, and be looking at the children. You are what you have taught. Children are windows to family dynamics. Children are also windows to classroom dynamics. So the moment I see that the children you are teaching are not settled, they are not normalized, they are everywhere. This one is running here, the other one is entering toilet, another one is on the table. I begin to look at you like this. Madam, where did you learn your own? And when I begin to look at you like that, when I was in the school system, is that day I've started finding a replacement for you. I will not even bother myself. Because for you to come in and claim that you are experienced, you must show it. Experience does not live in abstract, does not live in space. Demonstrate it. Let's see. Let's see experience. So if you cannot demonstrate experience, you handle children for a term. A term is too much. 4 weeks. 4 weeks with children in the class. And there is no change. You are not a teacher, you are a cheater. Yes, you are a cheater. Because you must have cheated to claim that you have experience. And then you can't show the experience. You can't practicalize it. You cheated. I mean, you don't deserve the remuneration. You don't deserve it. So when somebody like me say, My last salary as a head teacher, which is a fact, I'm not boasting here, is 220,000 after tax. It is my experience that school bought. My experience they were paying for. They're not paying for my certificate. It's my experience. Everybody has certificate. Everybody have BEd. I have NC, I have BEd. Everybody have. I have a diploma in Montessori. I'm internationally certified. Everybody has. Oh yeah, sure. So your experience is only limited to lesson notes. Your experience is not limited to it's not in observation. Your experience is not in human resources. Your experience is not in discussing with teacher. Your experience is not in problem solving and critical thinking. You can't be a leader. You can't be, thank you. You can't be a leader. And at every point in time, you are a leader somewhere. Every one of you, you are a leader. In that classroom that has only 10 children, you are the leader of that class. And there is something about leadership and attitude. Your leadership expertise starts from your attitude. What attitude do you have? You are reluctant to change. The school will bring people to train you. They will train you. You will refuse to use that knowledge. You are not qualified to be a leader. They should transfer you to go and do cleaner, be washing toilets, join the support staff. You are a head teacher. You are a leader. In your home, you are, even if it's only you that's living inside your room, only you, nobody is living with you. You are a leader of that room. At least you are leading all the bed and cockroach and rat and everything and broom, and it's where you put them, they will stay. You are leading them. So at every point in time, wherever you are a leader. And you must be able to show your leadership traits. So you must be able to demonstrate positive things that the children will absorb. I'm not talking about maths and English now. I'm not talking about he's writing well. His writing is sitting on the line. It's not sitting on the line. Those ones are the last things. I've told you, Montessori starts with behavior. What type of behavior are you manifesting in that classroom that the children are absorbing? They are taking, you have 23 children in your class. They are taking that your jagajaga behavior to 23 places. That's what a lot of you don't know. All those 23 children are going to 23 homes with your jagajaga. So out of those 23, about 8 parents are going to, some of them are going to call you your school director. Some of them will call you your head teacher. Some will come and accuse you yourself. Some will not say anything. They say, my child is not going to that place again. And you caused it. You caused it. A lot of teachers don't understand this thing. You don't need to insult the parents before a parent knows that my child does not belong to this place. Every day he goes there, he comes back with rough attitude. Today he will tear his button. Tomorrow he lose one leg of his shoe. Next tomorrow his textbook is lost. Nobody will tell me to take my child away from that school. Because that one is chaos. Chaos. And there are many schools like that in this country. Chaos. Complete chaos. Upside down. By the time your child goes there for one session, a stranger will be coming to live in the house with you. A 5-year-old will become a terror. Terror. Because that is what they are absorbing in their environment. The same way it is if they are absorbing positive things. They will go and demonstrate it at home. They will demonstrate it in church. They will demonstrate it when they go to their friend's house. When you have family gatherings, they will demonstrate it. So much so that somebody will say, which school is this boy going? He has been very calm. I've been observing him since you people came. He's just sitting down like an adult, taking his food. He's not disturbing anybody. See my son, he has removed his shoe. He's trying to remove his trouser. He has thrown away my khaki. That's what the child absorbed. And the moment they begin to absorb the positive things, they will begin to blend with the environment. And they will achieve normalization. The child will now establish mental maths. which will support them to blend to the environment. When we are making our lesson plans, when you are making Nifemi and your friend, stop. When you are making your lesson plans, we need to have a clear, precise, abstract idea and manipulatives of how the materials will be introduced. A lot of people learned Montessori. A lot of people studied Montessori. A lot of people went for Montessori training. We are not here to condemn anybody. But how do we know who learned the right thing? It is your presentation. We are introducing math. I could have finished all the hours I've used to be talking to you now to introduce you to this theory. I would have finished half of the materials on the math shelf, starting from the sandpaper letter, the number rod, the spindle box, the shape board. I would have finished now. We don't finish now. 12. All of us, we have closed. Bye bye. But there is going to be a difference between you that listen to these things I've spoken and the person that started that way. There's a difference. So educational service is about quality. What is the quality of education you received? All of us went to school. Everybody went to school. But what is the quality of education? That's where the issue is. What's the quality of education? And to those of you that are school owners and those of you that are teachers, what quality of education are children receiving in your school? What's the quality of education? How thorough are you? How thorough are your teachers? We just finished second term. Abi, we are going to third term. In some schools, the curriculum for third term, they are already in third week. You don't know. You don't know that some schools behave like that. When they get to 10th week, by the time you people are in 7th week, they are in 10th week. Holiday have not come, so they cannot close, and school fees has not been paid finish. What are you doing? You are good to go. Some schools are so, what do I want to say? The teacher will not even ask for your permission. They are teaching going. This is not whether the children learned or they did not learn. Or you are just teach. Go, they teach it. Go. Finish. Or mop up all the topic. By 5th week, they are finished. Curriculum, they are finished. And I saw that there is a similarity between week 1 and week 3. So when I finished the topic on week 1 on Wednesday, I just used Friday and Thursday, Friday to teach them. These things I'm telling you, I spent 10 years to be consulting for schools in this Lagos. I have seen in this Lagos things that when the teacher and the school owner, they are explaining it to me like this, my mouth will be like this. I'll be asking myself that in this world, some people are teaching like this. And when you tell them to go and bring their notes or the children's note, it's there. They've taught it. Or you call the child. Tell them to bring 2 children. What is osmosis? Osmosis. 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 You don't know osmosis. I know it, man. As your teacher taught you osmosis, yes, he has taught us. He has taught us. They are not thorough. That is the quality of education. So, what are the materials we are going to be working on? We are going to practicals. Mr. Lighton, I think I'm done online. We are going to practicals. We'll take a break of 10 minutes, and then we start practicals.